Let me be real with you for a second. There are men who like you, and there are men who love you. And if you've been confusing the two, that's not your fault. But it ends today. Because a man who likes you will show up when it's easy. He'll compliment you, call you beautiful, take you out, and it'll feel good. Until one day it doesn't. Because you realize he was never really there. A man who loves you? That's different. And the clearest way to see it is in what comes out of his mouth when he thinks you're not paying attention. Today I'm giving you 5 specific things a man says when he's not just into you, but when he's all in. No guessing, no overanalyzing his texts at midnight. Just the truth. Things number 1. How are you feeling? Stop dismissing this one. It's not simple. It's everything. Because any man can ask how you're doing as a greeting. But a man in love asks and then actually listens. He notices when your answer doesn't match your face. He follows up. He doesn't move on until he knows you're okay. Why does that matter? Because it tells you where his attention lives. A man who's just attracted to you is thinking about what he can get from the interaction. A man in love is thinking about you, your state, your heart, your day. Here's the test. Say I'm fine when you're clearly not. Does he accept it and move on? Or does he stop and say, no really, talk to me? That answer will tell you everything. Number 2. Why do you feel that way? This is where most men tap out, and that's exactly why it matters so much when he doesn't. Asking how you feel is entry level. Asking why, that's a man going deeper on purpose. That's him saying your inner world isn't just something I tolerate, it's something I want to understand. Men don't do this casually. They don't sit in emotional conversations for fun. So when a man pushes past the surface, past the easy answer, past I'm fine, and genuinely wants to know what's driving what you feel, that is not nothing. That is A. Number 3, what do you want? Let me say this clearly. A man who never asks what you want doesn't actually care what you want. He cares what he wants, and he's hoping you'll fit into it. A man in love asks because your answer changes his plans. Your preference matters to him. Your happiness isn't a nice bonus. It's a priority. What do you feel like eating? What do you need from me right now? What would make this better for you? These aren't throwaway questions. They're a man actively trying to get it right. And if he's never asked, if he always decides and expects you to just go along, that's not love. That's convenience. Know the difference. Number 4, I love spending time with you. Here's the version that counts. And it's not after a great date. It's on a Wednesday evening. Nothing special happening. And he looks at you and says it anyway. That's when you know it's real. Because when the romance, the novelty, the excitement settle down, what's left is just you. And a man in love looks at just you in the most ordinary moment and still feels like he's exactly where he wants to be. Men bond through time, consistent, showing up, mundane, beautiful time if he keeps choosing to spend it with you. Not just the fun version of you, but the tired, stressed, real version of you. He's not going anywhere. Contrast that with a man who's only around when things are easy, only calls when he's bored, only shows up when it's exciting. That's not love. That's entertainment. You are not here to entertain anyone. Number 5, how was your day? Every single day. Not as a formality, not as an opener before he talks about himself, but because he actually wants to know. Because he was thinking about you while you were apart and wants to close the gap. When a man asks this consistently, it means you've moved into his mental space permanently. He's not just thinking about you when you're in the room. He's thinking about you when you're not. How was your day, is a man saying. You are part of my life now, not just part of my evenings. It's quiet, it's steady, and it's one of the truest signals that what he feels for you has real roots. You want to know what a man in love is actually working toward, even if he can't name it. He wants you to feel safe, not just physically. Emotionally, he wants to be the person you don't have to perform for, where you can say the ugly thing, cry without explanation, be wrong, be tired, be yourself, and he stays, because real love isn't built on your best days. It's proven on your worst ones. And here's what most women don't realize. When you actually feel safe with him, and you stop hiding, it doesn't make him love you less. It makes him love you more, because now he's not in love with your highlight reel. He's in love with you. So here's where you stand right now. Go back through that list. Not with hope, with honesty. Is he asking these questions? Is he showing up in these ways? Are his words backed by his actions? Because love isn't something you have to decode or convince yourself of. When it's real, it shows up, consistently, clearly, without excuses. Drop "he loves me" in the comments if these signs are showing up for you right now. And if they're not, don't force it. Don't minimize yourself to fit someone who isn't choosing you fully. You deserve someone who makes it obvious. See you in the next one.